how are you adjusting to being the new mayor?
Well, I'll tell you what, it's a lot like business in ways. I've spent my career in the construction industry. Um, in that industry, you work long hours. You spend a lot of time being concerned about taking care of dollars and cents and people and making sure people are safe and that you're building a quality project. And being mayor is a lot like that. We want to make sure that when people send their tax dollars into City Hall, that we're being good stewards of those dollars and we're using them wisely, that we are keeping people in Albuquerque safe with our tremendous professionals at the police department and the fire department and other public safety entities. So it's exciting, and it's really an honor. It's a very humbling experience because frankly, people put their trust in you and you want to do well for them.
Definitely. And you moved to New Mexico 25 years ago to attend UNM.
Yes.
And you eventually brought up a business, raised a family, and now you're mayor. Is it safe to say that you're passionate about Albuquerque?
I'll tell you what, we are a great American city. We're made up of great people. We're an entrepreneurial city. We're a city that cares. The natural beauty we have here with the Sandia and Manzano Mountains, with the Rio Grande, we just have a lot going for us. I was at a conference of mayors last week, and talking to mayors from around the country, and it's just such a great feeling to be proud of our city and to be able to tout our city nationally, which I got a chance to do on national TV last week. So I'm excited to be the mayor. I'm excited this is my home. I'm happy to raise my family here and to grow our business here.
That is great. And so, overall, how do you want to improve on Albuquerque?
Well, I'll tell you, what you do is you start with something that's already good, and you try to, in my opinion, good government is about you try to make one good decision at a time. So if we're talking about public safety, you do what we did yesterday. We came forward with a plan to help with property crime. If you're talking about youth programs, you do what I did this morning. We had a meeting with Family and Community Services to talk about programs for homeless youth, different segments of our population in Albuquerque, and you try to make that better. I just came out of a meeting on the biopark and how wonderful the zoo and the biopark is and how we can improve that. So I think what you do is you break it down into segments, and then you work on each segment individually, and then over time you come up with a better quality quality of life, if you will. And I think that's our goal as elected officials. I think if you talk to elected officials, almost everyone will tell you that one of their main goals is to improve people's quality of life, and that's just all of these different things coming together.
Definitely. And what is it like starting your own business?
Well, I started my first business when I was about your age. I started mowing yards and doing landscaping work and tearing out bushes and doing those things, and got into painting houses and putting roofs on houses, and it just really have been in business kind of all my life. So when I got out of the university, I graduated with a degree in finance, and when I graduated from UNM and got into the business world, it was already something I'd been doing for a number of years, and it's a lot like it's fun. It's hard work. There's a lot of, sometimes you're worrying. Sometimes you go from having a great day to worrying about how you're going to make the next payroll. So it's an exciting thing. If you're cut out for the business life, there's nothing else you'd rather do, and it's a lot of fun. But once again, it's a lot like public service too. So that's why I like both.
Well, that's great. You're big on creating jobs, something sorely needed today, and the film industry is growing substantially in New Mexico. How do you plan on building upon the film industry?
Well, I had a meeting yesterday and I had a short meeting even at lunch today with some film executives who were in town looking at Albuquerque as a potential location to make television shows and movies. And as you may be aware, Albuquerque was just voted the #1 place in America to make movies, and by a professional magazine, by a professional trade magazine that's involved in that business. So as a mayor, what I try to let people know is if you're the film business or any other business, if you're willing to come to Albuquerque and risk your capital, bring your dollars and cents to here to spend on creating a product that then you will then try to sell to folks around the country, we want to make sure that we have a business-friendly environment, that you have a city hall and a mayor that are interested in you succeeding, and we'll do the things that we can do to make sure that that you're successful. Sometimes that's extending a hand, sometimes that's getting out of the way, sometimes that is just basically letting them know that we're working from top to bottom at City Hall to make this a business-friendly place.
Definitely. You're big on restoring critical funding for crime prevention and reduction, such as youth gang prevention. How do you plan on supporting programs like the ones at YDI to reduce gangs and other property crimes?
Well, you are at an age where you have opportunities. You're going to have to make choices. Do you want to take the good opportunities like Mi Voz and some of the other opportunities that are put forward, which you're doing today? Or there's certainly people out there that are willing to give you negative choices to make, whether that's to, the drug addiction, alcohol addiction, life of crime, whatever, gang life, whatever it would happen to be. So I think it's important that we take the resources that we have and we put those to really a highest and best use. One of those uses, in my opinion, are programs such as the one you're here with today. Now, the reality is all governments, and you're reading about this probably in the newspaper now, there's this much need and this many resources. The state is in a hundreds of millions of dollars shortfall this year. The city of Albuquerque's, some predictions have us at a $55 million shortfall for next year. So we have decisions to make, and some of them will be difficult decisions. But we're going to do our very, very best to make sure that we have programs in place so that folks like yourself, students like yourself, have good opportunities. And we'll have to work on the budget between now and April 1st and do the best we can with the resources that we have.